But what if you knew that this small piece of joy has traveled thousands of miles through intense labor, delicate craftsmanship, and fascinating science before reaching your hands? It starts deep in the tropical regions, where farmers carefully harvest cocoa pods by hand. From there, the journey is filled with unexpected twists. Fermentation, drying, roasting, and a transformation so precise that it turns bitter cocoa beans into smooth, irresistible chocolate. But how does it all come together? And what secrets hide behind the process? Today, we're taking you inside the chocolate-making world, revealing every step that turns raw cocoa into the bars we love. 1. The birth of cocoa. A fruit, not just a bean. Chocolate doesn't start in a factory. It starts in a jungle. Deep in tropical regions like West Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia, there are special trees called cacao trees. These trees don't grow nuts or ordinary fruits. They grow something unexpected: cacao pods. These pods look like small, colorful footballs. They can be bright yellow, deep red, or even purple. Inside, instead of chocolate, you'll find something surprising: a soft, white, sticky pulp covering the cocoa beans. And here's the shocking part: this pulp is actually sweet and fruity, nothing like chocolate at all. Farmers carefully cut the pods open by hand, using sharp machetes. Each pod holds around 30 to 50 cocoa beans, but these beans are completely useless in their raw form. If you tasted one straight from the pod, you'd probably spit it out. They're bitter, sour, and nothing like the chocolate bars we love. So how do these strange, bitter beans turn into rich, sweet chocolate? That's where the real magic begins. The journey from cacao fruit to chocolate bar is long, filled with science, tradition, and expert craftsmanship. And it all starts with farmers harvesting these pods, beginning a process that has been done for centuries. 2. Fermentation and drying, where the flavor is born. Right now, the cocoa beans are nothing special. They're bitter, sour, and completely unrecognizable as chocolate. But this is where nature steps in to work its magic, through fermentation. After being removed from the pods, the beans are piled into large wooden boxes, or sometimes just left in heaps covered with banana leaves. Over the next several days, something incredible happens. The sticky white pulp around the beans starts to break down, releasing heat and natural acids. This is when the beans start developing real chocolate flavors. Fermentation is crucial. Without it, chocolate wouldn't taste like chocolate. The process can take 5 to 7 days, depending on the type of cacao. During this time, the beans change color from a pale shade to a deep, rich brown. They also lose some of their extreme bitterness, but they're still not ready. Next comes drying. The fermented beans are spread out under the hot sun, often on large wooden trays or bamboo mats. Farmers rake them regularly to make sure they dry evenly. This step removes excess moisture and locks in the chocolatey flavors. By the end of drying, the beans are hard, dark brown, and full of complex flavors. Now they're finally ready to leave the farms and head to the chocolate factories. But there's still a long way to go before they become the chocolate bars we love. 3. Roasting and grinding, turning beans into liquid gold. Now that the cocoa beans are dry, they're packed into sacks and shipped to chocolate factories worldwide. But if you bite into one at this stage, it's still not chocolate. It's just a hard, bitter seed. That's where roasting comes in. In the factory, the beans are roasted at precise temperatures. The heat transforms their flavor, making them rich, nutty, and deeply chocolatey. Think of it like roasting coffee beans. Without this step, chocolate would taste flat and lifeless. The roasting time and temperature are carefully controlled because even a small mistake can ruin the final product. Once roasted, the beans go through a process called winnowing. This is where the outer shell is removed, leaving behind the real treasure, cocoa nibs. These tiny pieces are the purest form of chocolate, but they're still solid and gritty. Now comes the magic: grinding. The cocoa nibs are crushed into a thick, smooth paste called cocoa mass or chocolate liquor. And no, there's no alcohol in it. This is just the natural melted form of cocoa. It's warm, glossy, and for the first time, it actually tastes like chocolate. 4. Mixing and conching, the secret behind smoothness. Right now, the chocolate is still rough and gritty. It has the taste, but not the texture. Imagine biting into a chocolate bar and feeling tiny grains instead of smooth creaminess. That's why the next step, mixing and conching, is so important. First, the mixing stage. This is where chocolate takes on its final personality. Factories blend the cocoa mass with sugar, milk, for milk chocolate, and cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is the magic ingredient that makes chocolate smooth and melt in your mouth. The amount of each ingredient changes everything, from dark and bitter to sweet and creamy. But the real secret to perfect chocolate? Conching. This process was invented over 100 years ago and is still used today. The chocolate mixture is placed in giant machines with rotating rollers that continuously mix and grind it for hours or even days. This breaks down rough particles and releases hidden flavors. The longer it conches, the smoother and richer the chocolate becomes. Cheap chocolates are conched for only a few hours, while premium ones can be conched for up to 72 hours. This is why luxury chocolate feels like silk on your tongue. 5. Tempering and molding, the art of the perfect snap. Ever noticed how a good chocolate bar snaps cleanly when you break it? Or how it melts smoothly on your tongue instead of crumbling? That's all thanks to a delicate and precise process called tempering. At this stage, the chocolate is still a thick, liquid mixture. If poured into molds right now, it would turn out dull, soft, and grainy. To make it glossy, firm, and smooth, the chocolate must be carefully heated, cooled, and reheated to precise temperatures. This process arranges the cocoa butter crystals in a stable structure, giving chocolate that perfect texture and shine. Tempering isn't easy. A slight mistake and the chocolate will end up soft, streaky, or crumbly. This is why expert chocolatiers follow strict temperature rules. Heating to around 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit, cooling to 27 degrees Celsius, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, then warming slightly again to 32 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, before molding. Once tempered, the chocolate is poured into molds, whether it's a simple candy bar or a detailed design. The molds are gently shaken to remove air bubbles and then cooled until the chocolate hardens into its final shape. 6. Packaging and the final journey, reaching your hands. The chocolate bars are finally shaped, smooth, and ready, but they're still not quite finished. To keep their perfect texture and rich flavor, they need one final step: packaging. Chocolate is sensitive. If exposed to too much heat, it melts. If stored in the wrong conditions, it can lose its shine or develop a white powdery layer called chocolate bloom. To prevent this, factories wrap chocolate bars in foil and protective packaging that locks in freshness and keeps moisture out. But packaging isn't just about protection, it's also about branding. From simple wrappers to luxury gold foil boxes, the way chocolate is presented plays a huge role in how we experience it. Some brands even use scented or textured packaging to make the unwrapping process more exciting. Once wrapped, the chocolate is packed into boxes and sent across the world. It travels by trucks, ships, and planes to reach stores, supermarkets, and specialty shops. Some chocolates even go straight to high-end chocolatiers, where they are hand-decorated or turned into gourmet creations. And then, finally, it reaches you. The moment you tear open the wrapper and take that first bite, you're tasting the result of months of work, skilled craftsmanship, and a journey that started in a faraway cacao farm. Chocolate isn't just candy, it's an adventure in every bite, and that's the incredible journey of chocolate, from a simple cacao pod to the delicious bar in your hands. Next time you take a bite, you'll know the hard work and craftsmanship behind it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and let us know your favorite chocolate in the comments. Subscribe for more fascinating behind-the-scenes stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.